So, I don't think I've made it a secret that I don't really like theory and or lore videos. Now, to preface this whole video, before anyone comes at me who may or may not come across this, I'm not picking anyone out in particular. It's a general problem, and it's a me problem. Well, it's a my opinion problem. I think that you can make any content interesting, and obviously some of these YouTubers who are way more known than I will ever be are far more prolific, far more interesting with their content than, mine is, obviously. But I still need to get my 2 cents in. And this has nothing to do with recent stuff going on with some YouTubers and mild social media drama. I just have been thinking about this for a while, and I've wanted to put it out there, so here we are. I don't like Star Wars theory videos. I'm not saying Star Wars theory as in the channel. I'm saying Star Wars theory as in theories. I don't know what anyone would gain out of them. And what I mean by that is, as someone who has a very small YouTube channel like me, who makes, very simple, not very coordinated, off-the-cuff kind of, unscripted content, whenever I get to a factor inside of a story, be it a Sith Lord rambling where I just talk about a Sith, or me losing my mind over how shitty Last Jedi, Force Awakens, fucking the sequels altogether are, and I have a idea on something, I always present it in a way that I feel is my interpretation of something. And I guess my problem is that nothing is fucking allegorical. Or no, I'm sorry, everything is somewhat allegorical, and then everything is also somewhat just a grand design that's been implemented by the almighty minds behind stories, etc., etc.
Because it's all part of the plan.
I can show you, let's say, a video of some random event in Star Wars Episode 2 and be like, oh, did you see that character back there? How he looked a certain way? Well, guess what? This is actually maybe Darth Plagueis in the background. I mean, that's totally ridiculous because he's dead by the end of Episode 1. My point being, though, is that what do I personally give a shit? Because if you watch a movie for what a movie is, as any Star Wars movie should be viewed, you should not have to read supplemental material. You can, if you want to read comic books, or read comics, read books, watch TV shows, listen to an audiobook or behind the scenes kind of idea of what we thought the character would be, etc., etc. There's no reason why you, whoever you are, amorphous person, needs to take a single point in the timeline of Star Wars and anything and everything else and dictate to everyone else what the fuck that point means, what the fuck the character meant, who the fucking character is, because if the movie doesn't go out of its fucking way to explain all of that, or at least impart that for future events to happen in another movie, then it's not a concrete fucking answer. And you're lying to people, to a certain extent. Am I calling everyone a liar? No. I'm saying that you are imposing your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own everything onto people simply because you believe, or you read a book, or you read a comic book, or you read an encyclopedia that somehow gave you expert behind the scenes information as to the intent and purpose of a single fucking character. I cannot tell you how many times I've come across a video on YouTube, big YouTuber, small YouTuber, the real reason Emperor Palpatine wanted Qui-Gon gone. Qui-Gon gone, that's kind of funny. But, the true reason behind Anakin becoming Darth Vader, or the secret of Anakin Skywalker's father. It's like, shut up! Shut up already! They present it in a way to tell you what you're not getting, what you're not understanding, what you are lacking in the ability to interpret and think for yourself. Star Wars may have certain rules set in stone, certain laws that are just there. The Force operates in certain ways, unless you're Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, and they can do whatever you want. Space travel is a certain way, unless they have, they have like substantial writing behind why something is different. There are certain rules, is what I'm getting to. There are certain rules, certain things, certain blah blah blah. But just like with any good story, some shit should just be interpretable. I don't know what the answer to Anakin's father is. I choose to believe that he was a virgin in the Force. That, and again, going off Legends, and it's also just a theory inside of the Legends canon itself. They're not telling you 100% this is what happens. But guess what? I too can go to Wikipedia and read a Wikipedia entrance and read you verbatim what the writer of that Wikipedia entrance claims to be the truth of it. The Darth Plagueis novel presented the idea that Plagueis was seeding the Force with the dark side. He was literally just using the Force to expand darkness in the galaxy, to help block the Jedi's perception of the Force and their ability to see into the future, essentially, to perceive things. And when Plagueis, learns about Anakin Skywalker, he shits himself because he thinks that in response to what he did, the Force had a completely opposite reaction by creating the Chosen One to fix the problem. Now, George Lucas says that Anakin Skywalker is the Chosen One. I'm not fucking arguing that point. What I'm arguing is that I choose to interpret this as being what happened. That Plagueis seeded the galaxy with the dark side, and in response to him, the Force said, "Fuck you, here's something that's going to clean up this mess." Now, does that mean that I have to tell you that that's what happened? That I know 100% for sure because I read a book, or I read a supplemental fucking encyclopedia, or that I watched this behind-the-scenes fucking documentary where George Lucas made one statement about one character that somehow tells everyone everywhere exactly what that one thing ever meant forever? There's no interpretation, there's no idea. And then you know what? It's also a lie, because at the end of many of these videos they go, "But that's just my interpretation, guys." Bullshit! You presented it as law, not interpretable law, the law, but it's from your point of view, and that's what I don't like about it. I'm not calling anyone out, because I haven't watched any of these fucking videos in a long time. I think I watched a couple of them when they were getting real popular, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I stopped watching them because I realized I wasn't gaining anything out of these fucking videos, because they were repeating shit that I could read off of a Wikipedia article that is not telling me anything new, and that is not telling me the truth of the matter. Fantasy and Star Wars is a science fiction fantasy. It's space opera, whatever. It should be, when it's really good, interpretable. There are some stories out there that have hard truths about everything that are really good, and those are good stories. But most of the time, just like with Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's works, interpretation is the most powerful form of the absorption of media you can find. Because you shouldn't have to watch a story to... Oh my god, there was one professor, I forget his name, but he had an excellent comparison from Tolkien's works to a work of fiction that was completely allegorical, where there was a man named Christian, and he was trying to get to, I think, this place called, like, Haven or something. Notice his name wasn't, Jewish. His name wasn't Muslim. His name wasn't pagan. His name was Christian, because he was supposed to be an allegory for the common Christian man, and Haven was meant to be the Christian heaven, and it was completely allegorical for that one fucking thing. A tale about the good, righteous Christian path to take. Now, I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about just how the story was presented. And theory and lore videos and all these... Did you actually know this is the real reason behind why Yoda is green? Who the fuck is asking this question? First of all, who asked questions like that? Second of all, did it ever really matter to any of us watching or reading or enjoying Star Wars why Nihilus has red lines going down his face? Why Plagueis, why Sidious looks like a fucking walking, talking ball sack? Does it really matter to anyone why exactly Mace Windu's lightsaber is purple? Does it matter to anyone why Qui-Gon Jinn was considered the worst Jedi to Sidious. I mean, in terms of like someone who could fight him. Does it really matter to anyone the real reason why the Death Star was created? Does anyone really care about the real reason Darth Vader was shoved into the outfit that he was shoved into? Or how about the real cause of the Clone Wars? Or the real thoughts behind George Lucas's creation of Jar Jar Binks? I don't care what you think that is. Let me interpret the media that I am presented, the same media you were presented with, in the own fucking way that I want to. And you could say then, well, they're just presenting their theory. I contend the point, and that is the point of this video. They're not presenting their theory, even if at the end of their videos they're saying, but that's just my thoughts, guys. What do you think? That's nothing more than just YouTube algorithm bait right there. Now, am I saying anyone has anything negative behind them saying that? No. I mean, if you need to work the YouTube algorithm, then I understand, especially if YouTube is your job. I'm not faulting you for that. But presenting this false narrative that you are somehow just interpreting your own point of view and presenting it as a potential possibility when you spend sometimes 15, 20, 30 minutes explaining a singular item, a singular event, a singular person to someone watching your video, and for them to walk away and go, you know, I'm glad that you gave me your point of view, but my point of view is, and yeah, sure, there were those comments in the comment section, but the video itself is meant to tell you the truth of it all. It's similar to how Disney handles Star Wars. It's the real story, the real reason, the truth that you simpletons and peons are not fucking able to comprehend for yourself. If you can't watch New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, and interpret it the own way you want, then I think that you're, quite frankly, a little bit boring. If you need someone to explain to you the entire metaphor, the reason behind every little thing or little action taken, and you can't read the scene yourself, you can't read what's going on yourself, then I think that there is a problem there. Now, can you watch a movie and not get it, and then watch it again and then get it? Yeah, I'm not saying that the problem is your ability to comprehend a movie. I'm saying that if you go somewhere actively looking for someone to tell you the real reason behind something, you've robbed yourself of the joy of exploring a universe as vast as Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or fucking Avatar or anything. And, I mean, these lore videos exist for all fucking canons and all fucking stories, so it's not just a Star Wars problem. I'm just talking about theory problems and theory video and why I don't like them anyway. But this really extends to any universe, because there are Lord of the Rings theory videos and true reasons why Aragorn has black hair, and the real reason why Gimli is the son of Gloin, or is he? Or the actual reason Thorin Oakenshield had to fucking fight Smaug, or the truth behind Sauron's true important nature in, you know, the great bygone sea of the... It's like, what, who are you? Are you actually in the mind of J.R.R. Tolkien and no one knows it? Are you actually in the mind of George Lucas? Are you actually in the mind of J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and then J.J. Abrams again? Are you in the mind of the other directors of the original trilogy who were working closely with fucking Lucas, like Kasdan? I mean, he was, you know, writing, but you know my point. I don't get it. And I'm not saying you can't watch those videos, but I'm telling you that as me personally, I don't like those videos. I think that they're devoid of... They're bereft of anything of worth for someone who should be trying to explore things themselves. Now, can you not afford a comic? Can you not afford a book? Can you not afford a video game? But you're interested in the story that's presented? Sure, but I'm here to tell you, you can literally watch any Star Wars video out there. Not mine. Don't watch mine, because my videos are shit. Go watch a video that just straight explains to you what's going on. Don't go and watch the video that tries to tell you the real reason fucking Emperor Palpatine is all the Sith. Who cares? That's just some stupid, benign, evil bullshit that he was saying. Did it have a deeper meaning? I don't fucking think so. And anyone who does think so, quite frankly, I think they're trying to sell you shit. Am I calling anyone out? Again, no. Do I think any of the people who make lore and the real reason why videos or theory videos are bad? No, they're not bad people. I've seen them like in commentaries and discussions. They're actual Star Wars fans. I just think the content is not worthy of creation. Now, is my content worthy of creation? Probably not. I make really shitty videos, but I'm okay with that, and I'm sure they're okay with the shit that they make because, I mean, hell, they're getting paid. They're getting paid to do what they do. But do I agree with sitting down and telling you guys exactly the truth of it all? No. Now, for instance, when I make like my Darth Sion video, and I tell you, I think that Sion is... What did I say in the video? Basically, I thought like Sion was this tortured kind of son figure for Kreia. He almost saw her as like this parental kind of figure that the only thing he could cling on to, and the only thing he could cling on to was really the destruction of the Jedi. That's all he had left. I never wanted to, and I don't think I ever did present a video telling you the truth of my statement on Sion. I always go into a video discussing my interpretation of something as my interpretation, and I am more than overjoyed when someone tells me that they view things differently, because you know what? That's the great joy of interpretive media. You don't have to accept. It's art. Everyone sees art differently. That's why they have that stupid fucking test in psychology where it's, here, look at this blackboard, what do you see? I see a butterfly. Oh, really? I see a chicken getting its head cut off. It's like, okay, how did you see that? It doesn't matter. If that's what you saw, that's what you saw. That says something about your interpretation of the media presented to you. Some people, whom I respect, have said that they think that Anakin Skywalker is not the chosen one, that it's Luke Skywalker, or that it's even Rey, as much as that sickens my stomach. I'm not going to sit there and tell them that they're wrong. I do firmly believe that they're wrong, but that's their interpretation of it. I'm not going to shit on their interpretation. I'm not going to sit down for 30 minutes and explain to you why the fuck you're wrong by saying, do you want to know the real reason why Luke Skywalker is the actual chosen one? While I put a circle around his face with a red arrow and this giant fucking word block in the fucking title screen? No! Because that is clickbait. Whether or not the video itself is made with grade A editing, grade A software, grade A intent behind it, it's clickbait. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. Anyone who wants to argue with me about like the whole point of lore and theory videos, you're more than free to do that. Keep things civil. I'm not attacking anyone in particular. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to be like, I know who you're talking about. I'm talking about everybody. Everyone is at fault for this who makes these theory fucking... I mean, I even saw one guy in a comment of mine a long time ago make a joke about... and this is going to sound really bad, but like, what sexual positions did Anakin and Padme like the most? It's like, again, sometimes it is as innocuous as asking questions like that. Like, who the fuck cares? What? And first of all, even if that was an actual theory video, which I don't think it is, what's the basis of your fucking evidence? It's always some random lines, maybe a paragraph in a book here, a word bubble in a comic here, some reference in a video game that may or may not be canon anymore there. I just personally think that it's benign, it robs you of the chance to interpret things on your own, and quite frankly, I just find them to be very, I don't know, bereft of any sort of like real worth. Not attacking the people, but I am allowed to have the opinion that your videos are not very informative, and quite frankly, I think they're clickbait. Am I trying to start a beef with anyone? No. And do I want anyone to go out and attack anybody? I only have like maybe 50 people who watch my videos consistently. Don't do that even if you are. Even if you can do that, don't do that. Point was, I don't like lore and theory and real reason videos. But tell me what you think. This is the part where I shill out. Tell me what you think. Like the video. Subscribe. Check out my fucking Patreon. I don't know. Do whatever you're gonna do. Peace out, homies. Fuck me.